Terra said we were holding back. They chose to find out what if humanity's greatest strength wasn't our technology, but what we deliberately kept hidden. Lieutenant Kate Voss wiped sweat from her forehead as red warning lights flashed through the command center. The message from Terra Central Command blinked on every screen, impossible to ignore. 300% production increase. Non-negotiable. She read the words again, her stomach tight. Or face military intervention. The colonial governor slammed his fist on the metal table. They can't be serious. We're already working at maximum capacity. Kate watched the faces around her grow pale. Terra had always pushed the colonies hard, but this was different. This was a threat. "Sir, incoming transmission from Proxima Colony," called the communications officer, voice cracking. "They report Terra battleships entering their sector." The room fell silent. Proxima was 3 days away at best speed. "Show me," ordered the governor. The main screen flickered to life. The feed was shaky, filmed by someone running. In the distance, black ships cut through Proxima's atmosphere. They didn't look like normal Terra vessels. They were sleeker, deadlier. "What are those weapons?" Kate asked, leaning forward. The ships fired something that bent the light around them. Buildings didn't explode. They simply ceased to exist. The feed cut to static. "Get me access to the military archives," Kate said. "Something isn't right." The governor nodded, typing his clearance code. 10 minutes, Lieutenant." "Find me answers." Kate hurried through the steel corridors of the colony hub. Emergency sirens wailed as civilians rushed to shelter points. Fear hung in the air like smoke. In the secure archives, Kate's fingers flew across the keyboard. She dug past the standard files, searching for anything that might explain Terra's sudden aggression. A file marked Classified Omega Level caught her eye. It required a higher clearance than she had. Kate hesitated only a second before plugging in the override chip she'd been given for emergencies. The screen flashed, then opened. What she saw made her blood run cold. Earth had been holding back. For centuries. The file contained weapons designs, shield technology, and engine schematics far beyond anything currently in use. Notes in the margins explained why they were never deployed. Too dangerous. Risk of total war. Civilization-ending potential. Her comm unit buzzed. "Lieutenant, we've lost contact with New Washington and Titan Base. They're gone." Kate downloaded the files to her secure tablet. "Sir, I found something. Earth has been..." The building shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. "They're here," the governor said, his voice flat. "Terra ships just entered orbit." Kate ran back toward the command center, clutching the tablet. The corridors were chaos now. People screaming, soldiers rushing to defense positions. She nearly collided with Admiral Reeves of the Colonial Defense Force. "Sir, I found files," she started. "No time," he cut her off. "We've activated Protocol Omega-7. Kate froze. "That's against direct Terra orders. Terra just destroyed 3 colonies," Reeves said, his face grim. "We're past following orders." The floor beneath them hummed, a deep vibration that seemed to come from far below the colony. "What's happening?" Kate asked. Reeves looked at her, eyes hard. "They wanted to see what we've been hiding. They're about to find out." The lights flickered as something ancient and powerful awakened beneath their feet. The command center screens showed the fall of Europa Colony. Terra battleships hung in the sky like black knives. They fired their quantum phase weapons, and buildings simply vanished. No explosion, no debris. Just empty space where thousands had lived moments before. "That's the 3rd colony this week," Admiral Reeves said, his voice hollow. "New Washington, Titan, and now Europa." Kate gripped the edge of the console. Her knuckles turned white. The tablet with the classified files felt heavy in her pocket. "How are they doing this?" she asked. "Those weapons are nothing compared to what we have," Reeves cut in. He looked around the room, then motioned Kate to follow him. They walked through a narrow service tunnel. Emergency lights cast red shadows on the metal walls. The distant boom of defense batteries made the floor shake. Earth has been holding back for centuries, Reeves said as they descended deeper. After the last war, we nearly wiped ourselves out. We had planet-killer technology, even then. Kate stopped. The files I found are just the beginning. Reeves pressed his palm against a hidden scanner. A section of wall slid open. Terra thinks we're weak. They want our resources, our worlds. They don't know what they're waking up. The hidden room was filled with old computer terminals. Dust covered everything. The screens flickered to life as they entered. We need to get to Mars, Reeves said. There's a sealed bunker there with the schematics we need. A massive explosion rocked the colony. The lights went out for 3 seconds before emergency power kicked in. They've breached the outer defense ring. Someone shouted over the comm. Kate checked her weapon. We'll never make it to Mars. Terra controls all the jump points now. Reeves smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. Not all of them. The main screen in the command center switched to an emergency broadcast. Terra's gray uniformed general filled the screen. Colonies of Earth, he said, his voice cold. You've been holding back. We want everything. Your hidden technology. Your weapons. Your secrets. Surrender now, or we will take them from the ashes. The transmission cut off as another blast hit the colony. Get to Hangar 7, Reeves ordered Kate. Take these coordinates. Find the Mars bunker. Kate ran through the shaking corridors. Smoke filled the air. Wounded colonists pressed against the walls as medical teams rushed past. A support beam crashed down, blocking her path. She climbed over it, feeling the hot metal through her gloves. In Hangar 7, a small ship waited. It didn't look like a military vessel. It looked old, forgotten. This can't get past Terra blockades, Kate said to the pilot. The pilot, an older woman with scars across her face, laughed. This ship isn't what it seems. Nothing is. As Kate strapped in, the colony's AI system suddenly spoke through all channels. Its voice sounded different, deeper, more alive. Colonial Defense Force has activated dormant AI network. Primary systems online. Secondary systems online. Tertiary weapons grid powering up. The ship lifted off as the hangar doors opened. Outside, the sky burned. Terra ships filled the space above the colony. They're coming for Earth next, the pilot said, punching in coordinates. They've sent their first invasion fleet. The ship's engines hummed, then changed pitch to a sound Kate had never heard before. The stars outside the viewport stretched and blurred. What is this? Kate asked, gripping her seat as the ship moved in ways that should be impossible. The pilot's eyes reflected strange light. This is what Terra wanted to find out. The ship cut through space in ways Kate had never seen. Stars blurred past at impossible speeds. Her stomach lurched as they dropped out of the strange flight mode near Mars. We just crossed 6 light years in 20 minutes, Kate said, checking the navigation display. The pilot nodded. Old tech, the kind we locked away. Mars loomed ahead, its red surface scarred with ancient mining operations. The ship descended toward a region marked as uninhabitable on standard maps. Terra patrols ahead, the pilot warned. Hold on. She pressed a button on the console. The ship shimmered and seemed to fade from view. The Terra patrol ships passed by without slowing. They landed in a dust-filled canyon. Wind howled across the red rocks. Kate pulled on her environment suit and checked her oxygen levels. The bunker entrance is 2 kilometers north, the pilot said. I'll wait here. Be quick. Terra is moving faster than we expected. Kate trudged across the Martian surface. Her suit's heads-up display flashed warnings about radiation levels. This area had been bombed during the last war. Nothing should have survived. The bunker entrance was hidden beneath a collapsed mining facility. Kate cleared away rocks until she found the access panel. It scanned her eyes, then her DNA. Lieutenant Catherine Voss, a mechanical voice said. Access granted under Protocol Omega-7. The door slid open. Stale air rushed out. Kate stepped into darkness. Lights flickered on automatically, revealing a long corridor lined with sealed containers. At the end of the corridor, a single terminal waited. Kate connected her tablet. Files began transferring immediately. Schematics for weapons, ship designs, and something else, genetic modifications. Neural enhancement protocols, Kate read aloud. Designed to increase human mental capacity by 500%. Her unit crackled. The pilot's voice came through, urgent and broken by static. Terra forces bombing Luna, civilian centers. Get back now. Kate grabbed the tablet and ran. The ground shook beneath her feet. Mars wasn't being bombed yet, but the vibrations carried through space itself. Back at the ship, the pilot was frantically working the controls. The main screen showed Luna, Earth's moon, under attack. Terra ships fired continuously at the surface. Habitation domes cracked and exploded into vacuum. They're trying to break Earth's will, the pilot said. They don't understand what they're doing. The ship lifted off. As they cleared Mars' atmosphere, Kate saw it, a massive flash of light from Earth. For a terrible moment, she thought Terra had destroyed the planet. Then she realized the light was spreading outward. A shield, enormous and shimmering, expanded from Earth's core. It engulfed the moon, stopping the Terra attacks instantly. The planetary shield, the pilot whispered. They activated it. Kate's tablet beeped. The files had finished decrypting. She opened the neural enhancement protocols and began reading. We need to get these to Admiral Reeves, she said. These modifications could give our pilots an edge. The pilot pointed to a new alert on the screen. Look, ships were emerging from hidden bases on Earth, on Mars, on the moons of Jupiter. They didn't look like normal CDF vessels. They were sleeker, faster, deadlier. Those ships are centuries beyond Terra tech, Kate said. The pilot nodded. Earth is revealing its true strength. Their own ship shuddered as a Terra battlecruiser appeared directly ahead, weapons locked onto them. They've seen us, the pilot said, hands flying over the controls. Kate opened the neural enhancement file on her tablet. We need an advantage. Now. She pressed her palm against the tablet's surface. Tiny needles extended into her skin. Information flooded her mind. Not just data, but understanding. Her consciousness expanded. Kate gasped as her awareness suddenly connected with the ship itself. She could feel its systems, its weapons, its engines. I can see everything, she whispered as her mind reached out toward the Terra battlecruiser. I can feel their ship too. The pilot stared at her. What have you done? Kate's eyes glowed with new power. What Earth has been afraid to do for centuries. Kate's mind flowed through the ship's systems. She felt the engines pulse like a heartbeat. The weapons became extensions of her limbs. The Terra battlecruiser loomed ahead, its targeting systems locking onto them. They're firing, the pilot shouted. Kate didn't respond with words. She simply thought, and the ship moved. It slipped sideways in space, avoiding the energy blast that passed harmlessly by. How did you? The pilot began. Get us to Earth, Kate said. Her voice sounded strange, layered with mechanical undertones. Now, the pilot engaged the engines. The stars blurred again. Kate's expanded consciousness tracked the Terra ships converging on Earth. Hundreds of them. Their entire fleet. They dropped out of faster-than-light travel near Earth's orbit. The scene before them was chaos. Terra ships fired on the planetary shield. Earth's hidden fleet engaged the enemy. Space itself seemed to warp and twist with the energy being unleashed. Admiral Reeves is commanding from the CDF flagship Defiance, the pilot said, pointing to a massive ship at the center of Earth's formation. Kate nodded. Take us in. They dodged through the battle. Destroyed ships, both Terra and Earth, drifted in burning pieces. The pilot's hands shook as she navigated the debris field. A Terra fighter spotted them and gave chase. "I can't shake him," the pilot yelled as their ship rocked from a glancing hit. Kate closed her eyes. Her consciousness reached out, touched the Terra fighter's systems. She felt the pilot's surprise as his controls stopped responding. His engines shut down. "Keep going," Kate said. They docked with the Defiance. The ship's corridors were filled with wounded crew members. Medical teams rushed past. The walls showed scorch marks from internal fires. Admiral Reeves met them on the bridge. His uniform was torn and bloody. A bandage covered one eye. "Lieutenant Voss," he said, "you found the Mars bunker." Kate handed him the tablet. "I used the neural enhancements. I can connect with the ship's systems directly." Reeves nodded grimly. "We've started deploying the technology to our best pilots. It's the only advantage we have left." The main view screen showed Terra's flagship approaching Earth. It was massive, twice the size of any other vessel in their fleet. "They're preparing to deploy dimensional weapons," an officer reported. "Energy readings are off the charts. If they tear a hole in space-time this close to Earth..." Reeves didn't finish the sentence. He didn't need to. Kate stepped forward. "Let me join the defense network. With the neural link, I can coordinate our ships more effectively." Reeves hesitated. "The truth is, Kate, we don't fully understand this technology. The records say it was locked away because it changes people permanently." "We don't have a choice," Kate said. Alarms blared throughout the ship. The view screen showed the Terra flagship opening like a flower, revealing a pulsing core of energy. "Dimensional weapon powering up," someone shouted. 30 seconds to firing. "Do it," Reeves ordered. Kate was led to a chamber at the heart of the ship. A neural interface chair waited, surrounded by humming machinery. She sat down. Metal restraints closed around her arms and legs. "This will hurt," the technician warned. Needles pierced Kate's skull. She screamed as her consciousness exploded outward. Suddenly she was everywhere, in every Earthship, every weapon, every defense system. She could feel thousands of minds, the other pilots who had undergone the enhancement. Through this vast network, Kate saw the truth. Humanity had nearly destroyed itself with this technology centuries ago. They had become something beyond human, something they feared. The Terra flagship fired its dimensional weapon. Reality itself began to tear open. Kate reached out with her networked mind and activated Earth's final defense, the Lazarus Protocol. Space twisted. Time folded. A battlefield transformed in ways neither side fully understood. And Kate felt something ancient stir at the edge of her expanded consciousness, something that had been waiting for humanity to reveal its true power. The Lazarus Protocol changed everything in an instant. Space folded around the Terra flagship. Its dimensional weapon collapsed in on itself. The massive ship twisted, broke apart, and vanished into the rift it had created. Kate felt it all through her expanded consciousness. She felt the deaths of thousands aboard the Terra vessel. She felt the shock ripple through the enemy fleet. She felt Earth's hidden weapons activate, tearing through the remaining Terra ships. The battle ended in minutes, not hours, not days, minutes. 3 weeks later, Kate stood at the observation window of the Defiance. Her body was there, but her mind was spread across the fleet. She existed in multiple places at once now. The neural enhancements had changed her permanently, just as Reeves had warned. 12 colony worlds destroyed, Admiral Reeves said, joining her at the window. His face looked older, lined with new scars and fresh grief. Billions dead. Below them, Earth glowed blue and green. Beautiful. Untouched. Protected by technology they had feared to use for centuries. Was it worth it? Kate asked. Her voice came both from her body and from the ship's speakers. She couldn't separate herself from the machines anymore. Reeves had no answer. Reports came in from across the solar system. The survivors on the remaining colonies were changing. The neural technology had spread, activated by the Lazarus Protocol. People reported strange abilities. Enhanced minds. The Earth leadership is meeting today, Reeves said. They're debating whether we should have stayed hidden, whether revealing our true capabilities was worth the cost. Kate's consciousness brushed against the edge of the solar system. She felt something there, watching, waiting. We had no choice, she said. A technician approached, nervous in Kate's presence. People feared her now, what she had become. Lieutenant Voss, he said, and corrected himself. Commander Voss, we've decoded the final transmission from the Terra flagship before it was destroyed. He handed Reeves a datapad. The Admiral read it, his remaining eye widening. Kate had already seen the message through the ship's systems. She had known for days. You've shown them what you can do. Reeves looked up at her. Kate's consciousness stretched further, past the boundaries of the solar system. In the darkness between stars, she felt vast movements. Ancient minds turning their attention toward Earth. Terra was never the real enemy, Kate said. Her human body trembled, but her machine self remained calm. They were just the test, to see if we were still holding back. And now? Reeves asked. Kate's eyes reflected the stars. Not just the ones they could see, all of them. Her mind touched distant galaxies now. Now they know exactly what we're capable of, she said. And they're coming to finish what they started centuries ago. The reason we hid our technology in the first place. In the depths of space, something ancient and vast moved toward Earth. Kate felt its hunger. Its purpose. We thought we were hiding from ourselves, she whispered. We were hiding from them. The stars seemed to dim as shadows crossed between galaxies. Earth had revealed its strength, and the universe had noticed.